haven't found out that a lot of people have had breakups and makeups this year, including one very famous couple, which this one is the first one you need to think of whenever you think of a fallout that was so bad, so dramatic, and now they're back together and you're like, wait, what? It is none other than Size Mo. Yes, I'm speaking about Size 8 and DJ Mo, who had a very dramatic breakup. She even left the chat, literally, the chat being her marriage, and she moved on. And we were like, yes, power to you, girl. Do you, boo boo. We're happy for you. Finally, you've left this dirt bag of a man. They literally just got married like a month ago. Yeah, they are officially back together, and we honestly, to be honest, can we be sad about it? No, we can't. The two of them fell apart after 13 years of marriage, and they have 2 children between them, and they are doing really, really well. They are officially back together. They did like a whole grand reveal of the engagement or the proposal, with Size 8 looking amazing, DJ Mo also looking amazing, and then they had that surprise wedding which they showed us later, and they looked really gorgeous with their bridesmaids there. It looked like a really nice picturesque affair. So I don't know about you, what do you think about that whole Size 8 DJ Mo aka Size Mo?
Watu wa duve moja.
Wachana nao.
Watu wa duve moja achana nao. And also, you know what? They know what's going on. Unfortunately, with social media, we only see versions that they present to us. You know, we don't know. Perhaps he's a very loving, caring man behind closed doors. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Another couple who we didn't ever think this would be a conversation apparently is Mulamwa, who is really working hard to mend fences with Carol Soni. We all know the dramatic breakup that they had. We all know the new girl that was brought in that everybody seemed to hate and now is a baby mama. We all heard that story countless times of where it seemed like Carol Soni was only with Mulamwa, and then the moment he omokad from that relationship as well. The way Carol Soni was trying to keep her away, him away from the child, or at least that was the narrative that was being spun. We saw the drama when Mulamwa was talking about that whole situation of the grandmother not liking Carol Soni. All of that was happening, but it seems that he's taken the high road and he's really trying to make amends. He's really trying to push for this to the point where he said, and I quote, reunion ni kitu inafanyika with time. It's about coping mechanisms and people having different ones. So ni duty yako. I believe steps zenyu na make ni mingi na tutafika, lakini hatutaki kurudi huko nyuma. And we're like, 100% power to you. Love that for them. I think in any situation, regardless, when you have children, yeah, you need to do better. It's like your pride, chuck it to the side. Your ego, chuck it to the side. You are a parent and your child needs to know that. They don't care about anything else. What they see is how you treat them. So what was your stance on this whole Mulamwa trying to make amends?
Honestly, for them, like Loki, I was really rooting for them too, if I'm being honest, because I feel like they really did love each other at some point. And I feel it was one of those Kashi calligraph situations where we break up and I am hoping that you are going to find a way for this to work. You know, like you're going to come and beg me and say, baby, come back.
If you love them, let them go, they will come back.
And then he just showcases a new babe and you're just like, you know, the betrayal, all of this. And here's the thing, all of this happened while Carol Soni was pregnant.
Yep.
And the way people treat you when you're pregnant, you will never forgive them. Like, you feel so betrayed. And then here comes this man saying, oh, I'm trying to mend faces. Like, the audacity. Like, even if I'm rooting for Mulamwa, like, Loki,
that was bad. That was shady.
You know, and it was just them spiting each other, one after another. Not because they hated each other, but because at some point, they truly loved each other. And also it's so unfortunate that this other girl got mixed up in all of this. I feel like she was just receiving stray bullets from everywhere because we were rooting for them. It was our local Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then here comes Hailey and now you're having a family. Like, hey,
why are you ruining?
You know, you're ruining it. And we forget that she was also pursued. She didn't bring herself. Hata alitongozwa akaingia box. So yeah.
Bestie. Another one would be Jackie Maribe and Eric Omondi, who somehow there was a whole thing with the two of them, right? Back in 2021, when they went into like a whole situation of Jackie saying that Eric Omondi is a deadbeat dad, the news started spreading around. Then there was the DNA issue. They're like, is that even my baby? And Eric Omondi standing very steadfast in his stance that is not his child, and so many things, including what was the name of the guy? The poor guy who went to prison. What was his name? Joey. And her association with Joey then brought a whole new layer of drama into that mix. But ultimately, the two of them have somehow mended fences as well. The two of them are now cordial. They are technically friends. And they don't seem to have too much drama, especially now that Eric Omondi is with Lean. Honestly, he seems like a fully changed man. He seems very settled, very somber. Ananga story more yuko too. He will come, do philanthropy, and exit the chat. Like, he's not being dramatic at all. But that was one of those relationships where you're like, yeah, it's very true. There's a very thin line between love and hate, and it was very, very clear that the two of them were tapering. They were playing on that line, fiddling. Mara huku mara hule, mara huku mara kule. We're just happy that they've settled into their newfound relationship. You have any comments, sentiments, opinions?
I was just sad that the child was brought into all of this.
Yeah, it
can be a lot for you to go on vacation with this child and post him on your socials, and then in the same breath write a caption kind of saying, nah, that's not my child. No, if you're not sure about paternity, do not come into that child's life. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Figure out paternity first, then be a part of this child's life. But just coming in and being all nice and then disappearing one day, he's not a grown man. Like, he's not that babe. That babe can handle heartbreaks. She's had her fair share. She knows how to deal with this. But a child, that was just the most unfortunate part of all of this.
Yeah, and in all the cases where children are involved, it's always such a sad thing, because like, your kids are going to see these news. These are articles that will still remain on the internet of how your parents how your parents are bickering. So parents are talking about it. Your children are like, babako sindisikia licha.
Even your dad doesn't want you.
Do better. Another one another relationship whose children were involved, and it was very, very messy to the point where this woman had to move to like a whole different country, was Samido and Eddie. If there was a tumultuous relationship, if there was a relationship, we were just like, babe, guy, me, I almost fell on my knees in prayer, because what the hell? That was so chaotic. And the funny story is, later on in another story, we'll be speaking about Samido once more, because he up and left his family, or what it seemed like that is what had happened, with the 3 children, and he went and pursued a whole other relationship very publicly, to the point where his now side chick, which we later found out was actually his wife, was following them to Dubai. Yani imagine uko na bwanako Dubai ana perform, alafu mwingine ndio huyo anataka kupanda kwa stage. It was so chaotic. Like, the whole relationship was so chaotic, and for her to even up and leave to a whole different, not even see Nairobi umeenda ukaenda ukakaa Nyeri. She went to a whole different country. Do you know how difficult it is for you to relocate to US? Do you know how difficult it is? Even visa way. And this woman up and left. She said, But it seems like they've rekindled their relationship, or at least are very cordial at this moment in time. In privacy, they retreated to privacy, and they decided to handle their issues. And now all is well. They even have messages of appreciation on social media, photos, and they are now being featured on each other's social media once again. So, yeah, power to them. This one, Maoni.
My one true love, and it's the fact that this man is so manipulative, because he had these 2 babes thinking that they were the one. He had emboldened Karen so much, she could say anything. And then, before we know it, ako US visiting. Kumbe ameenda kuvisit si watoto peke yake. Yo.
Your tax dollars were probably used in the philandering of these 2 people.